Evening, Wadders. Evening, Neil. How you all doing? Just let me know if you can hear me all okay. Cool. As long as you can hear me all okay. I had a bit of a mic issue then setting up. So how's everyone doing this evening? Evening, fly high into the skies. Evening, Flemo. How we doing? Evening, Sharon. Excuse me. Oh, so yeah, just got a few little things to run through, and got some exciting news to run through tonight as well. Okay, Mike. No worries. No worries. How's everyone been staying this atrocious weather? I believe there's been quite a few diversions from Heathrow today up to Manchester. So I had a message before, which I've literally only just seen. Excuse me a second. Saying that there was a BA 787. I don't know if it was Dash 8 or Dash 9. I took off from Manchester at 10 to 4. Which is a bit gutted to miss that, but it's just one of them things. It happens, but it happens. It happens. But yeah, it's one of them things. It really is. Now, I'm guessing this is Simon on Think Planes. So good evening, Simon. Hi, Amy. Hi, Jim. How you doing? How's the weather by you, Jim? Not too bad up. Oh, not too bad up here in southwest Scotland. That's not too bad then. So it just must be more down here then than it is up there. So yeah, I'm doing all right. Thank you, Amy. Hope you're doing all right. I think it's Simon, or it could be both of them. I don't know. I think Simon said before he'd definitely be tuning in, but I don't know whether Liz is or not. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it is. So, evening. Oh, it's great to see people here tonight, and yeah, I know I've not done one of these again for a while. I at the moment it's just when I've got a fair few things to basically drop. Liz hates me. Thank you. Why does Liz hate me? What have I done to upset Liz? Yeah, but as I was saying then before, I was told Liz hates me. I don't do these. I know I've not gone back to my weeklies like I said I would, but just at the moment it's been a bit too much with everything else and that. So I'll just try and wait till I've got a few bits to bring to you and then just do one. I didn't mention Pegasus at all. I might have dropped the Pegasus picture in the Think Planes Clubhouse. Liz would rather watch Emmerdale. That's a bit harsh, Wadders. That's a bit harsh, Wadders. I take offence at that. Wads. She hates Star Wars. Oh, sorry. I'll cover up. How can she hate Star Wars when she likes the Wookiee sound off the E2 engines? Off them Pratt & Whitneys? I'll cover up. So let's just cover up. Oh, Lizzie's peeling spuds. Nice. Who's cooking though? Evening, Jim C. How you doing, mate? So who's cooking then, Si? If Lizzie's peeling the spuds, is she doing the cooking as well? Oh, bloody hell. But yeah, it's great to see he's back. As I say, I know I don't do them as often. It's great to see, people returning and that. When I do a live, it is great to see. Evening, Mark. How you doing, mate? How's the new babby? Hope the new babby's doing all right. If some of you aren't aware, Mark recently, him and his wife recently had a little baby boy. Over the last week or so, nothing wrong with Star Wars. Well, apart from Disney sequels. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with you there, Jim. I agree with you that once Disney took over it, that was it, mate. I've done the chicken, mate. She can do the rest. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What time did you finish streaming today then, Si? Because I didn't get a chance to... I had to scoot off because I was busy with work and that, so... At what time did you actually get done streaming at Manchester today? Did you catch anything good coming in? Because obviously I saying didn't see it and that. So, right, let's just get this list together. Yeah, I seen that, Mark. I mentioned that just previously if you weren't on. Someone messaged me saying there was a BA Dreamliner diverted, which is quite rare, which is great to see at Manchester. It's just a shame we don't get more of them in at Manchester. Well, it is what it is. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't make it. Unfortunately, I was in work and then taking the car in to be going to be serviced and MOT this week for tomorrow, so that took a priority, I'm afraid. As much as I'd have loved to have been there to see it. BA Dreamliner, A340 and Bitman. I saw the Bitman this morning. How come that went out late, Si? I didn't catch why that went out late, because that normally goes out in the evening, doesn't it, than first thing in the morning. Was there an issue with it or something? No. Yeah, it's just... I say, it's great. It was... A3... Amy, the A340 was a high fly, I think. I think it was if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a football charter, the A340. I'm not too sure what it was for, but I'm sure it was a football charter. It diverted last night and came in. Right, okay, so no worries, mate. No worries. Yeah. Well. That's a rare one you get to see in the morning. You don't normally see them. We don't normally go out till late in the evening, so it's nice to see this morning. I said I turned on the stream this morning. It was just taken off this morning. But yeah, it was nice to see one in the sunlight. I won't be there. Mike, on Sunday. I've got too much stuff to do. As I'm going to go through in a minute with you all. Yeah, was City at home last night for the Bayern Munich game, was it? I thought they were away at Bayern Munich. Sorry, if that was the case. I know they won 3-0. I know they didn't exactly batter Bayern Munich, but I believe they won. There was a medical emergency on board and was carrying Bayern. Right. Oh, well. It's not good to hear. You never want to have a medical on board, really. But I hope that whatever the medical was got sorted and everyone was okay, or whoever was okay on that one. Right, for your trip. Yeah, Simon's eager. So, run through these two things. So, first of all, vlog upcoming this weekend. It is with Neil from Moments at the Sky. We've come accustomed to doing our little regular co-vlogs together. So this weekend we are going to Snake Pass, and we are going to go and see the B-29 crash wreckage. It's somewhere where I've wanted to go. It's something I've wanted to go and see, so having this opportunity to go and do it with the friends even more is brilliant to do, to be fair. But yeah, we're doing a vlog about it this weekend. Yeah, so we're going to go and see that. And apparently Neil said there's some other wreckage sites around that area as well that's not far from. So we're going to go and have a look at them. But it's mainly about this, for me, it's mainly about this B-29 overexposed flight, which it was, unfortunately, it was on its way. It was only on a short flight, and obviously due to poor weather and that, unfortunately crashed on the moors. But it was actually on its way. Yeah, I'll be the same, Neil. I'll be honest with you. I'll be. It's a four. We worked it out last night. We had a chat last night, me and Neil. It's a 4-hour walk to get to the site. So it's going to be a long day, long day for us. But it's going to be a good laugh. It's going to be a good laugh. But yeah, unfortunately, this plane got caught in low weather, flying from an RAF base down. I think it was down south, and it was on its way to Burton Wood at the time. So yeah, we're going to go and do a vlog about that, because that will then lead into a future vlog, which I'm going to do about RAF Burton Wood. Excuse me, RAF Burton Wood. Because that one, the Burton Wood one's a little bit more personal to myself, which we'll go into more when we're planning it. Simon did say from Think Planes we'd have a little bit of a chat about that and how to work it the best way to do it. So if you're still up for that, Simon, that's brilliant. Just let me know, mate. But yeah, it's going to be a good one, that of the weekend. It's going to be emotional the weekend because of where it is and what it is, and we will be extremely respectful in the vlog that we push out there. It will be extremely respectful to obviously to what went on there. Yeah, I hope there's a few pubs along the way as well. Behave. Behave, Chris. Don't give all the secrets away. But yeah, but Burton Woods were finished the step walk, Amy. Yeah, but I'm planning on doing like a couple of little different areas around there to put it in your hip. I have got a couple of hip flasks. I am tempted to put some whiskey in there, to be honest with you, Jim. But yeah, we're going to be doing that at the weekend. It's going to be a really good one. That I'm looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. It's going to be a bit of a trek, 4-hour trek to get up there, but it'll be worth it at the end to do what we're doing. So that's I'm looking forward to that. That's this Saturday. So we're also, depending on the phone signal, we have checked the coverage around the area. I know, Neil. I know. 4 hours. What were they thinking? We have sort of checked the phone signal up that area, and it isn't bad coverage. Yeah, I'm going Saturday, Paul. Saturday, Paul. Sorry, Saturday, Jim. Yeah, sorry, reading my own message. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, going Saturday, mate. But yeah, we've checked the phone, so we're potentially look. We've said as long as we have the phone signal up there, I will schedule it. We're going to do a co-live from the wreckage site. So we'll give you guys the opportunity to see it as well. Just a little glimpse of it before you see the... Enjoy my wine. So I shot my hand off cutting potatoes. Oh, for God's sake, Liz. Sam, why did you leave that to Liz? I am not liable for how I return him to you. Neil's not accepting responsibility for me being damaged when I get back. But yeah, we're planning on doing a co-live from there, all being well, weather permitting and phone signals permitting. I will schedule it, but unfortunately, if the weather turns or we unfortunately don't... Midgie, attacking by Midgie. If we don't have the phone signal up there, I will put something out on... I will try and put something out on socials. Unless what I'll do, I might just text Vicky and tell Vicky that unfortunately she might have to text something out for us back at base. But yeah, so that's this weekend. So it's gonna be good. So the next thing is the... I'm happy to report bloody autocorrect. Definitely nothing to do about the wine. Are you sure, Liz? Are you sure it's nothing to do with the wine? Yeah, definitely via Pigeon Mark. Yeah, Alex. How you doing, mate? Planes Bossing Channel. How you doing, mate? Jim C. Look outfit having a day. Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. But I said I will put it out there. So hopefully it pays off and it all comes to fruition. We can do the live for you guys and give you a little glimpse of the crash site so you can actually see it as well. Liz is totally sober as a judge. Oh, so she's absolutely wasted then. Right, so the next bit, upcoming vlog. We've just spoke about this upcoming vlog. This is an extra one we're doing this weekend. So my next lot of trips. Now, this has the massive potential to go absolutely Pete Tong. It really does. It has the absolute potential to go. I was going to say it, go absolute tits up. It really does. As much as Simon wants it to do that, he's praying for it to go absolutely, me go on a rant again when something goes wrong. He's sort of praying for it all to go wrong. I'm praying for a nice smooth trip. I'm doing, it's going to go wrong, Paul, you guys saying. Well, you know, I like a challenge. I like a challenge, Neil. You know that. You've done some of these trips with me. But you know now I like to the thrill of making that next flight in the time window. Yeah, you deserve it after today. I'll let you have it, Liz. I'll let you have that one. I look out for you on Granada report. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I'm going to do a bit of research on Steve V29 and thanks for living that. Yeah, no worries, Jim. No worries, Jim. No worries. So yeah, so this is it. So I'm doing 6 flights in 48 hours. Yeah, you heard it right. 6 flights in 48 hours. Now, I must be an absolute... Yeah, Alex, 6. I said it right. 6 flights in 48 hours. So, it starts off with... And I will be posting the flight numbers, guys. If you want to track my flights, you're more than welcome to. By all means, there's no pressure. There's no, obligation for anyone to track it. If you want to see how I'm getting on, I will be posting on the socials as much as I can while I'm traveling. And I will be doing, because I will have some layover time. I've got some time between flights. I will be trying to do some lives for you guys in certain locations. So just keep an eye out on my YouTube for the lives that I do. I will schedule them in for you. I'm just going to watch your stories to see which ones you missed. Thanks, Liz. Love the support there, Liz. Thank you very much. So the journey starts Manchester to Dublin on a Ryanair Max. I've done it a few times now. Love that aircraft. I won't be told otherwise. It's not a great aircraft because it really is. Boeing, because despite the problems, have really smashed it with that aircraft. I'll be honest with you. It is, Neil. Even you have been on it now, and you're over the fear of it now. So that's the first flight going. So got a bit of a layover time in Dublin then. So as I say, just keep an eye out for these lives. I'm not going to tell you where I'm going to do them. I will just schedule them in, and you guys are there if you want to come and see them. Comfort, nothing beats a 75. It doesn't, Neil. I will admit, 757 is a fine piece of aircraft. So then flight 2, Dublin to Milan is the next flight from there. So that's with Aer Lingus, and we'll be on an A320. So then after that, I have got a bit of I'm there overnight then in Milan. So not going to book an hotel. Decided not booking a hotel in Milan. Was going to, not going to. I am going to do a rough it style in the airport. So I'm going to find a nice little quiet corner in the airport, and I'm going to put my head down for a few hours because it's not worth it. With working out the times and everything like that, it's just not worth it for the amount of time I'm going to be in Milan. So this is where the flight, so that's the 2 out of the 6. That's day 1, basically. So this is where it gets interesting now for the rest of the trip. So, screams Italian. Thanks, Mark. Oh yeah, roughing it, Jim. I'll rough it in an airport. I ain't bothered, mate. I am not bothered at all. So this is where this is day 2. Day 2 is the one where it could have the potential to go absolutely tits up, basically. So we start off obviously in Milan, and we're flying from Milan to Barcelona. Now this flight, I've been looking at this one. We looked at it last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we just didn't fit it in last year, but we decided we're going to fit it in this year. So this one is a Singapore Airlines A350 short-haul flight from Milan to Barcelona, which is absolutely, fantastic. Get to do another A350 on a short-haul flight. So we're relying on that one getting in on time and taking off on time. So if that takes off and gets in on time, we've got a very good chance of making the rest of the trip smoothly. So after that, when we get to Barcelona, we're then flying from Barcelona to Madrid on an Air Europa Boeing 787 Dreamliner -9. So that'll be flight number 4 at this point. And then we've got a bit of time in Madrid then, which is great because I normally end up having to rush through Madrid. I've never properly filmed Madrid airport because I've had to rush through it because of delays and whatever in the past. So then from Madrid, we're then flying to Palma with Air Europa on a Boeing 737-8 or 800. Let's just see, Alex just said something. Yeah, Alex, I did, mate, and I do. These flights were searched last year as well. A lot of effort goes into getting the maximum amount of flights we can for the money that we're spending, because obviously, I don't have an abundance of cash to go flying as here, there, and everywhere. So I have to make, when I do get the money together for these flights, I have to make these flights count. So that's how I do it. So I have to meticulously plan it. You asked Vicky, I will sit there 3, 4, 5, 6 hours of a night planning trips out. Neil's seen some of my chicken scribbles on working routes out and trips out, and it's literally ridiculous on some of them. Some of them, I could go for days if I had to, traveling, if I could have the money to. So then the last flight out is from Parma back to Manchester, and this is at 10 o'clock in the evening. So this has been my last flight back. This is the one that's bringing me back to the UK. So I should arrive back at Manchester for around about 12 o'clock in the evening, going into the next day. Obviously, for the time I've got through. So it's literally, that's why I say it's like it's a 3-day trip, but I'm traveling for pretty much for 48 hours. And we are flying back with Jet2 on a Boeing 757-200. So that'll please a lot of the 757 fans, i.e. Simon, who we had a conversation, was it last night, via voice message, when I was playing out some different scenarios on getting home, on which way to go, and was calling me all the names under the sun for choosing a certain airline and taking a risk and this, that, and the other. But yeah, so there are a lot of there's obviously Air Europa I have vlogged before, Ryanair I have vlogged before, but unfortunately price wise they had to be. The final day for the flight is the 24th, Amy, so I fly from the 23rd to the 24th. Technically land back in Manchester on the 25th. But yeah, as it comes to Aer Lingus, Singapore, Jet2, I haven't vlogged them before. I haven't vlogged an Air Europa 737-800, and I've never, some of these destinations I've never been to before. So like, I've never been to Milan before, I've never been to Barcelona before, and I've never been to Parma before. So for me, all new places, and it is, you know what I mean, it's flying back on a Jet2 757. I was going to stay over on the last day, and what do you call it? And then get a Jet2 flight back the following day and try and catch Liz and Simon on their stream. But unfortunately, I was speaking to Neil last night, and Jet2 keeps swapping that aircraft from a 7.3 to a 7.5 quite constantly. So on a daily basis, it's changing from a 7.3 to a 7.5. So in the way of risk elements, it just wasn't worth it. So we just thought, balls to it, balls to the wall. We may as well just get the last flight over and done with, get 10 o'clock flight home, and let's get back home. So, but yeah, so that's your flights. Get switched to Scoot at last minute. Thanks, Chris. Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks for that. Thank you so much for that. I didn't need that reminder of Scoot. Thank you very much, my friend. There's always one that had to bring it up, and I'm surprised Simon didn't bring it up. But yeah, there is a potential Scoot situation there, to be honest with you. There really is the potential for a Scoot situation there. And I am trying to keep up with the chat at the same time, guys, as I'm talking. Yeah, Neil, I think that's a fitting way to end it on a 757. A Europa cabin, 737 cabin is lovely. Great. Can't wait to see that. Can't wait to see that. Yeah, fingers crossed, hope all goes well. Scoot talk is banned. It is, Amy. It really is. Liz, it's busy chopping, that's why. Scooting on cutting onions. You should do a full day of Scoot flights. I'd chip in to see Angry Paul. Thanks, Chris. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think, unfortunately, Scoot now, they cut a lot of their route network right down to the bare bones. So I think you can only get them now, if I'm right in saying it's either, you can only fly to Singapore with them now anyway, but it's either Athens or Berlin is the only way you can fly there with them now. No, to be fair, I haven't really announced the date. Yes, so these flights are taking place from the 23rd of April, which is only in about a week or so's time. So we're looking at 11, 12 days' time. This next trip's taking up. So this has literally been booked about a week or so ago, hasn't it? Yeah. We've literally been playing about with the last flight for the last 5-6 days, trying to determine which way to go about it. But yeah, it's literally the 23rd, 24th of April I will be travelling. So next weekend. So yeah, I don't normally book them this short notice. I've normally got my flights pretty much booked in advance, so I've sort of got time to do what I need to do. But with this one, we just saw the opportunity and, got it booked. Now, for some people, they might say it's a lot of money for what I've paid for these 6 flights, but in my eyes, it really wasn't a lot of money for what I've paid. So I think all in total coming cost was just on 400, wasn't it? Roughly, yeah. I think we'll work out the price properly, but I think all in total, the total price of the 6 flights come in at 400, which isn't a lot of money when you think about it, especially on the aircrafts and the airlines that you're traveling on. So definitely, Liz, definitely, we will be smashing out them vlogs. We will be. And yeah, and the fact, all right, the Ryanair, I think the cheapest flight out of all that was the Ryanair one, which was, I think it comes to 23 quid for the Ryanair one. I've actually got it written down here, guys, which I will be putting the information in the vlogs of how much these flights cost, because I do get asked quite a bit of how much these flights cost me personally. So you're looking at, the cheapest flight was the Ryanair one, which was £26, basically, to the dearest flight, which was, believe it or not, the Jet2 flight coming home. The dearest flight was Jet2, £92.70 coming home. Apart from that, so if just to put it in relation, right, I've paid £26, just near £27 to fly on a 737 MAX, right? I am paying £40 to fly on a, let's get this right, I am paying £40 to fly on a 787-9 Dreamliner, and that's basically from Barcelona to Madrid. It's an internal flight, but end of the day, £40 to fly on a Dreamliner. I don't know any other airline company that offers that price to fly on a Dreamliner. It's literally ridiculous how cheap that flight is. And don't get me wrong, I haven't bought a meal. That £40 has included my seat as well. So I've paid for my seat on top of that as well. So I think whatever the seat cost, I wasn't sure what the seat cost. But for it's actually under £40. I've literally got the prices here, guys. All the prices are here. And I will be telling you each price in the vlog. So the Dreamliner actual full cost was £39.90. That was including the seat as well. You jaw it's the deck when people say, exactly, Jim, no brainer, 40 quid. 40 quid for a Dreamliner. It might only be for an hour, hour and a half. I think it's just under 2 hours or something, an hour and a half, something like that it is. But, and then you look at it another way, then it's cost me nearly twice as much to fly on the A350 with Singapore, including my seat. So it's cost me £87 to fly on the Singapore A350 from Milan to Barcelona. Again, I think the cheapest A350 I did was last year, which was Iberia from Madrid to Heathrow, and that cost me £60 including my seat on the Iberia A350. So still to fly on a A350 at them prices is cheap as anything. But to fly on a Dreamliner for £39.90, but then you put it in relation to I'm flying back on a 757, which is still a lovely aircraft at the end of the day. It's an old aircraft, but still a lovely one, has cost me £92.70. Now, in relation to flight time, there's not much in the flight time. There might be an hour in the flight time, but the fact of the it's like double the price to fly on a 757 as what it's cost for the Dreamliner, then Europa do some fantastic deals. It really does. 400 quid is cheaper than a family day to Alton Towers when you had food, fuel and food. Exactly, Rodders. And the fact of that all these prices include my seat. Literally, they all include my seat. All right, I haven't bought any meals on the planes, so I will feed myself as and when in airports. The annoying thing is how much it costs to park at Manchester Airport. Now, this is my bugbear. Manchester Airport. This is my absolute bugbear on the car parking side. So for me to park the car up for why I'm away for these 2 days, right, is £68. So if I was to fly to Dublin and back just for the day, just in hindsight on that one flight alone, you're looking at just over £50 for a return flight to Dublin. It is costing me more to park the car at Manchester Airport than it is for a return flight to Dublin with Ryanair with seats. How can it is annoying because that's the factor cost I have to factor in when I travel, because I don't live in Manchester. So, you know, on top of this, so then that £400 then jumps to, what's 68 quid? That's unreal. Yeah, it's Jim. It's 68 quid to park the car for them 2 nights. Do you know what's more annoying? Right. I think we priced it up for the 1 day. And I think the 1 day to park the car up at Manchester just for 1 day is £54. So it's costing me an extra £14 for an extra day. So if you And that's what annoys me. The fact of that they can charge an extra £14 for me to park my car there for 2 days instead of the 1 day. How is that fair? How is that fair? At these times, Vicky breaking stuff over in the corner. I don't know. But in these times, how can the airport charge so much for car parking? It's a massive, massive outlay. Time's your first flight. My first flight, Chris, is at 7:10 in the morning, mate. So I will have to be there 3 hours before I normally get there. So I will be at the airport for 4:10 in the morning, mate. But it is, and it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous, the fact of that they charge so much for the car parking. It really, I know this is like I'm going off on a bit of a rant now about it, like, but it really annoys me. So for me, it doesn't matter if I take 10 flights or 1 flight. I'm pretty much paying £50-60 to park the car up every time I take a trip. So this is another reason why I do as many flights in one trip as possible. So for me, it's the outlay of the parking every time to, you know, supersede the flights type of thing. So it makes it more bearable financially. I'll drop you off if you want to save the money. Cheers, Chris, mate. But I don't want you getting up that early, mate, to drop me off at the airport for 4:10 in the morning, mate. You'll be in work the next day, buddy. Oh, well, you know, it'd be Sunday, actually, innit? It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday. You got no one who can give you a lift. If I was closer, I would. Yeah, and I appreciate it, Wadders. And I appreciate it. Chris has just said there, then he'll give me a lift. I'll give you a ring about it tomorrow, Chris. If you want to do that, I will drop you some money for doing it, mate. I appreciate it. You know, end of the day, it's the horrible Tesco motto, every little helps, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And we aren't. So wait, I'll do it. Simon, you only want to do it so you can touch my leg. We've had this conversation before. But yeah, and that's basically, I've just got one more announcement to make, and pretty much we are done this evening. But yeah, so that's literally the next lot of. I think the airport would want to look after customers a bit more fairly. Have you spreading good vibes? Yeah, exactly, Jim. And I suggested it, and I've said it before. Why don't the airport do a season ticket so it costs you so much to say for the year, and then, you know, it's up to you then if you can utilize that for the year, and you know what I mean. And it's one of them. It's if they did just like a season ticket, and it all right. Say it cost you. For us that travel a lot, maybe they have different levels of it. Like, but for people like us lot who travel a lot, you know, maybe it is a few £100 for the year, but it'd be worth it because we would get the most out of that season ticket then. If you get what I mean, we would maximise what we used. So maybe it was limited to so many stays. I know the RVP do something similar. You pay a one set fee and you get to so many stays, or well, that's what they used to do, isn't it? But I know it's ridiculous, the drop-off charges they charge you for dropping someone off. You've literally got 5 minutes, otherwise you get absolutely stung. But yeah, I'll give you a ring tomorrow, Chris, about that, if you want, mate. If you're all right to do that, mate, I really appreciate it. Like, but yeah, I know Manchester do get a bad rep, and personally, yeah, I've had a few bad experiences with them, and this, that, and the other. Especially getting through security. But who hasn't had issues going through security at Manchester? You know, end of the day, it is what it is. I know everyone's had issues, you know, and obviously, you know, you see some of Neil's vlogs. If you haven't seen him, go check him out. you know, at moments at the Sky, go give him a watch. You know, he's had his issues with Manchester Airport as well, especially when it comes to like certain lounges and priority pass and this, that, and the other. And yeah, again, anyone in the chat tonight who doesn't know Think Planes, go check them out. You know, them guys are amazing as well. But yeah, just don't get started on taxis as well, Amy, in Manchester, because it's ridiculous after a certain time. But yeah. So, rant over. Rant's done with now. Before I lose everyone off the stream for having a massive rant about Manchester airports and the car parking fees. So, the last bit of amazing great news is within the last 24 hours, we've managed to secure a working collaboration with a company called We Are Burrspace, or they're called Burrspace. Burrsquare. My apologies. So it's a company. If you check them out on Instagram, they are called We Are Burrsquare. Now, this company was also known as something else previously that the account's still on Instagram, but they don't use it anymore. So We Are Burrsquare, basically, have you seen the tail fin lights that Doors to Manual sell? There you go. Cheers, Vicky. Thanks for dropping the link in the chat there. So go check them out, guys. So we are working with Burrsquare now. Basically, we are in a collaboration, and as a fact of there will be a promotional code next week. So check. They do other stuff as well, but they do tail fins. Now, this company does do a lot of stuff for Doors to Manual as well. So he's quite well established. He's done quite a lot of people. He's worked with some airlines. He's got some great stuff, some great stuff. All right, Jim C, great for you to join in, mate, and I'll catch you again soon, buddy. So, yeah, and it's a case of that we are now working with these, and as I say, the promo code will be dropped next week. Now, if you are in the Facebook group, Vicky can drop the link in the chat. If you are in the Facebook group, you will always get 24 hours early access to this promo code. If you're not in the Facebook group, then the promo code will be dropped the day after. And that's, there's no obligation to join the group. It doesn't cost anything to join the group anyway. We just ask you to answer a few questions. As long as you answer them questions correctly, you'll get let into the group. Which, as going forward, I am proud to announce that Vicky is now looking after. She's looking after the group and the page, as I can't do everything by myself, unfortunately. As much as I like to do everything, I can't do everything. But yeah, it's great news for the brand. Working with such a great company like this, who's extremely well established with other companies, is great for us. They approached us, which was great. It's great to see. We bounced a few things backwards and forwards. And yeah, just all I'll say is just keep an eye out for the Taz Fair as well, coming up in July. We will have some great stuff there as well. And yeah, so that I wanted to really end on that great high note tonight, that we're working with. The Instagram name is We Are Burrsquare. So if you go over and check them out, have a look, see what they do. And hang on for that promo code next week, because it will get you some money off next week. And yes, I'm not going to do the big QVC sell. If you want to use that promo code, by all means, go ahead. It's brilliant. Just go and check them out. We're working on some stuff for the future as well. But that's all coming in time. But yeah, as of next week, we will be working with We Are Burrsquare as well. So that's literally everything from me, I think. Oh, one more thing. If you haven't seen it already, it was been out for the past week, I think. Last week, come out the vlog. It's been about a week or so. The Manchester to the Isle of Man vlog is out already. It's been out about a week. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. It's a really, really good vlog. And thanks to Simon for helping me with some editing on that one. Simon and Liz, thank you very much again. You are amazing, you two, with all the work and all the help you give me amongst all the work that you are doing. So, you know, Simon and Liz have taught me some new great things to try, especially on these upcoming vlogs, these new ones coming. And the way of editing and doing things differently now, I'm going to implement and put forward going in the next vlog coming out, which should be coming out when I get back from my trips, because time-wise and editing and everything, it will be out at the end of this month. So on that note, I hope you have had a lovely day today despite the weather. The weekend is fast approaching. Oh yeah, Wadders, yes, you just reminded me, that was the one more thing I wanted to talk about. So guys, if you weren't aware, I'm the whole of March I did a 10,000 steps a day challenge for the ambulance, and basically, sorry guys, I know you said Sherrod, but just wanted to get through this. What has said, one more thing. So yeah, we did the 10,000 steps a day. We absolutely smashed it in the end. I can't remember what the final amount was. It was 2,008 or £282. So we raised £282. Which was absolutely fantastic. Again, shout outs to everyone who donated. You know, Neil, who's on at the moment, Simon and Liz, they donated. Everyone who donated, if I missed you out, I apologise. I think Wadders donated. Sharon, Vicky's mum and dad donated. And we had an amazing donation from a pilot from America that I get on well with. He dropped $100, which was amazing. You know, and the fact we raised £282 was fantastic for the air ambulance. You know, well-deserved charity. You know, it's fantastic. And on that even higher note, thank you, Wadders, for reminding me about that, because I completely forgot, mate. I am going to wish you all a lovely evening. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog, and I will catch you again soon. Keep your eyes posted on the socials in the next week or so for the upcoming vlogs. So for the upcoming vlog, the upcoming lives, and some more info on the promo code for We Are Burr Square. So from that note, guys, from me and everyone else, take care and have a great evening, and have a great weekend if I don't speak to you then. See you soon. Bye-bye now.